So we have obtained the Schrodinger wave equation for the rigid rotor, which is what 1 upon sine theta into dabba by dabba theta of sine theta into d psi d theta plus 1 upon sine square theta into d2 psi upon d phi square plus 8 pi square I upon h square into e psi. Okay, so this is the equation for the rigid rotor. But here we have seen that there are two types of variables are there. One is the theta and another one is the phi. So we have to use the variable separation method to solve this type of problem. So how will you solve that problem? So this is the second order differential equation with the two independent variables, that is theta and phi. So this equation which can be solved by using the variable separation method. So for solving the variable separation method, so we use the we have done for the x and y type of variables, we'll use the same type of method, that is this wave function psi is considered to be the function of theta and phi. So we can separate that wave function, total wave function psi. Okay, this psi is nothing but what, capital psi, as the function of two variables, that is psi is equals to what, t into f, where t is the function of theta and f is the function of phi. Okay, phi angles. So in this manner we can obtain the solution. So by successive derivation or differentiation we get the d2 psi. So we'll differentiate this function with respect to theta first, and again we'll differentiate that same function with respect to phi. So we'll get the two different equations, that is d2 psi upon d theta square is equals to what, f into d2 t upon d theta square, because if we differentiate this equation with respect to theta, this f function is comes out to be the constant. Okay, this function will be treated as a constant, and if we want to differentiate this function with respect to phi, this t equation or the theta equation is comes out to be the constant. So we have to take it as it is. Okay, so we substitute that values in the above Schrodinger wave equation. So we get what, so 1 upon sine theta into dabba by dabba theta of sine theta f of d tau or dt upon d theta plus 1 upon sine square theta into t into d2f upon d phi square plus 8 pi square I upon h into e, and what is the value of psi, that is t into f. So once we have obtained that equation, we can now simply take the constant terms, okay, outside this bracket. So here we can see that this is what differentiation with respect to theta, and this is the differentiation with respect to theta. So for this f can be treated as a constant, so we have to take it outside this differentiation. So we have simply done that in this step. So f is comes out to be the constant, so we have written it as the outside the bracket, and remaining terms will remain as it is. So in order to simplify the above equation, we have to multiply this, because here we can see this, like this equation is independent of what, phi terms, means phi is absent in this first equation, but here for this d2f upon d phi square, means this equation is consisting of terms of phi. Along with this there are the terms which is t upon sine square theta, which is the terms of equation t equations or the theta equation. So we have to eliminate this. So how can we eliminate that? We can simply multiply it by using sine square theta into t into f. So once we have multiplied that, we get the equation as that sine theta t into dabba by dabba theta of sine theta dt upon d theta plus 1 upon f into d2f upon d phi square plus 8 pi square h upon h square into sine square theta. Okay, sine square theta. So upon rearranging this above equation, we can write this equation as what, sine theta upon t into dabba by dabba theta of sine theta dt upon d theta plus 8 pi square h upon I upon h square into e into sine square theta, which is equals to what, 1 upon f into d2 f upon d phi square. So above equation we can see that this left hand side is the equation in terms of theta, because there are no terms of the f equation or the phi equations. And for right hand side, this equation is independent of theta and it consisting only terms of the f. So above that two variable equation has been separated into the each one variable equation, to each one variable equations. So here LHS of this equation is the function of theta only, whereas RHS is the function of phi only. Okay, so as theta and phi are the independent variable, so each side of this equation we can equate this equation to certain constant value. Suppose this equation has been equated to some constant value as the m square. Okay, and so why we have taken this m, we will come across when we have obtained that values. Okay, so our equation will changes to what? So first equation which is comes out to be equals to certain m square value, and for the second equation also we can equate that equation to the m square. Okay, m square. So here you can see that why we have used the value of m square and not the m, because this equation, in this equation, this is the second order differential equation, so we can equate that equation with respect to m square. And for this type of equation, that is second order differential equation, we know the general solution. What is the general solution? So general solution is the this, that is f is equals to c into e raised to im pi, or f is equals to some constant c into e raised to minus im pi. Okay, so this type of solutions we have already seen for the our 1D 2D box. Okay, so same type of solution can be obtained for this f equation, where c is the constant whose values we need to find out. Okay, we need to obtain that values for the c. So in order to have the well behaved function, the given approximate f equation must be what? It should follow that three conditions, that is single valued, continuous, and the it should be finite. So for single valued meaning what? For f of phi, it should gives the same value, because the phi is nothing but what? Angle made in the projection in the xy plane. So phi can be having the values ranging from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so 0 to 2 pi. So for that two values we should get the equal values, because 0 is equal, again equals to what? 2 pi. So phi 0 is equals to what? F of 0 means c into e raised to im into 0, which is comes out to be c. So in order to have the single valued condition to be satisfied, so this f of 2 pi should be equals to f of 0. Okay, f of 0 should be equals to f of 2 pi, but f of 0 is what? C. So c should be equals to e raised to im into 2 pi. Okay, 2 pi, because here we have considered the second condition. So whole this e raised to im 2 pi should be equals to 1. And when this is possible, so this condition is only satisfied if and only if this m value is either 0 or it is being integer. Integer means what? Plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3. Okay, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, as such. Okay, so here we can say that this m should be having the value of 0 or integer. Okay, 0 or integer. So in order to obtain this values of that normalization constant, we'll consider the normalization condition, that is psi star psi d tau or d whatever may be the variable, is it should be equals to 1. So here the condition of variable is 0 to 2 pi for the given f function. Then we need to take the complex conjugate of that equation. So when we have solved that equation, we will get such equations. Okay, so value of c that we have obtained for the for the 1D box also, so same type of equation we can obtain. So the overall f equation is what? E raised to 1 upon 2 root of 2 pi into e raised to im pi. So you might be asked about what is the normalization constant for f equation. Okay, so you need to tell this normalization constant is what? 1 upon square root of 2 pi, and this is the equation. Okay, e raised to im pi, where here we can see that this one new quantum number, that is m, is obtained. And what is that m? M is nothing but the magnetic quantum number. Okay, magnetic quantum number. And we all know that this magnetic quantum number can have the values of 0, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2. Okay, based upon the type of orbital. For s orbital, this m value is 0. For p orbital, it should be 0 plus or minus 1. Okay, for d orbital it is 0 plus or minus 1 and plus or minus 2, and for f orbital it should be 7 values are there, that is 0 plus or minus 1 plus or minus 2 and plus or minus 3. So that magnetic quantum number values can be obtained by using which function, that is f equation. So for obtaining the principal quantum number, we will use the 1D, 2D or 3D box problems. For obtaining the magnetic quantum number values, we will use this f equation, that is phi equation. And for the another, that is azimuthal quantum number, we will use the next type of equation, that is t equation. Okay, so based upon this three equation, we will get the that three various quantum numbers. Okay, so from this equation we get the value of m as well as the f equation. Okay, so for the solution of this t equation, we can obtain that solution in the next lecture.